Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining Camel Up Cards. As you can see, this is entirely a card version of the game. It uses the basis of Camel Up but with a lot more cards. It's a little bit more intricate but theoretically plays shorter at the same time. The reason that happens is there's no dice in this game. So with the original game, the non-card version of the game, you're rolling dice to move the camels along. In this game, there's a card like this that will tell you what to do with the cards in your hand, and you'll actually select what each of the camels is going to do. There are 4 lines of things that you can gamble on. So the cards at the top are the overall winner and overall loser. The cards at the bottom are the winner and second place of each leg, and then the third place of each leg. So the third place of each leg is actually worth more money than the second place, but there's only one person who can gamble on the middle person. The other thing you'll notice is there's cards down here. The number that's pointing up shows you how much money you currently have. So what are my options on this game? To start with, before a leg even starts, you'll be dealt a number of cards. Out of those cards, this card that I showed you before has a listing of what you do with each of the cards. So we start with 9 cards. We're going to bin 4 of them. So 4 of them will not actually happen at all. That's what my hand looks like. I could say I don't want, say, green or orange to do anything, so I'll bin those 4. So for example, I bin those 4. Then out of the 5 cards that I have left, I will select 3 of them and they will go into the cards that will get dealt out gradually through the process. So I might take those 3. I'm then left with 2 cards. One of them I'm going to show to everyone and that will go into the deck, and the other one I will keep private. I might choose to show that one and keep that one private. So that one will go face down in front of me. That one will go face up. Everyone will turn those cards over once they've done that. Then once everyone's seen what that card is, that will then go into the same deck. That deck then gets shuffled up, assuming all the players have done that same thing. So all the cards that are going to get played are going to get played from here. So whenever you move a camel forward, you'll just take the top card and move that particular coloured camel forward that number of spaces. So in this case, I'd move the yellow camel forward 2 spaces. I could, instead of choosing to take one of the cards out of the deck, I could choose to play the card that's face down in front of me. No one knows what that card is yet, except for me. Now, notice I've got a +1 on that card. Any card that you're playing from in front of you can only be +1. If this was the card that was face down and you used that one, it would only move the camel forward 1 spot rather than the 2. You could choose not to put out a card from the deck and rather put either the fox or the tree up onto the track. So say I put the fox up, I would take that card and sit that in front of me. What that means is if anyone lands on the fox, so say yellow gets moved forward 1, it would land on the fox sends it back 1, so the yellow would go back to where it came from. The fox and the card will then get removed back off the track. It is not possible in the original game to put both the fox and the tree next to each other, so feeding onto each other. However, that is possible now because if the yellow moves forward 2 and gets pushed back 1, he moves onto the fox gets removed, he then gets pushed back 1, which removes the tree, which then pushes him forward 1, and it's not a continuous loop. So you're allowed to use that if you wish. You're allowed to put them next to each other. If, for example, orange were to move forward onto there and push backwards, it would go underneath the camel that's on the space, or the pile of camels that's on the space. If there's a tree in that spot and orange were to move onto that and get pushed forwards, it would move forwards above the camel. So basically the rule of thumb is anything moving forwards goes on top of the pile, anything moving backwards goes on the bottom of the pile. The other thing that you're able to do, so that's, you've got the choice of adding a fox or tree, playing a card from the face down cards, or play a card from the deck to move the camels forward. The other thing you can do, and you can do this either before or after you play the cards, is you can take one of the gambling cards. So at the moment yellow's winning, I might say, oh, I think yellow's going to win. I'll pull that in front of me, and then I'll play a card out of the deck, which in this case would push orange forward 1. notice that any camel that's on top of the pile would move forward one with that. So you can take as many of these cards down here as you like. Then there's the cards at the top of the tableau. They are the overall winner and the overall loser. So these are the leg cards, which will get paid out once that deck is completed. The cards at the top are for the overall game. So I may think at the moment that yellow is going to win. So rather than taking these ones here, I might choose to take that one. Now, if later in the game, these camels shift around, I might think, oh, yellow has no chance of winning, but say white's going to win, I can grab that one. But by grabbing that one, I have to put that one back. I can only keep one of these in front of me at a time. At the moment, I might think that green is going to lose. So I would take that one. Same deal, you can only keep one of these in front of you at a time, but that's okay. One winner, one loser is absolutely fine. The other thing to notice is you'll notice there's little cards in front of us that have money signs on them or amounts of money. They will move up, flip over. Whatever is facing upwards is what you're actually on. So they go up to 8. Once you get to 8, a 9 then goes on top of that, or a 10 on top of that, or 10 plus 1, so you've got 11. The other thing to remember with this game is if at the end of the leg the stack looks like that, any cards that are completely unpopulated flip over and so become just one space rather than two, and they'll remain that way till the end of the game. The other thing to remember is the end of the game. If this is what it looks like at the end of the leg, notice there are only 2 spaces between the winning camel and the end. If that happens, we would add another couple of spaces, so it's exactly 3 spots between the camel and the end line. As soon as one of these camels gets across the line, that card being played is the end of the game and the end of the leg. You sort out the leg first and then you sort out the game gambling cards. Whoever has the most money at the end of the game is the winner. Look, I think that covers everything that is necessary for Camel Up Cards to be played. If you go on to watch my Gamesplaned video, you'll get an idea of how the game actually does play with 3 players. If you go back and watch the introduction, you'll see that as well. And you can also go back and watch the Camel Up videos from last week. If you have any games that you wish to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.